The latest Jujutsu Kaisen chapter has stirred complete delirium and chaos in the anime community. The fight between Sukuna, the King of Curses, and Yuji plus Toda is nearing an intense climax, as the king appears to be teetering on the verge of an impossible defeat and eventual death. At the culmination of chapter 260, Yuji can be seen clawing out Sukuna's heart, and right after this, the king sees a silhouette emerge from the smoke created by the wreckage. The panel narrates Sukuna's thoughts, who appears as if he has seen a ghost of a man with immense strength, with eyes that can be mistaken for no other. Then there's a hazy close-up of a man with one eye covered, a man who fans think is unmistakably the strongest sorcerer of them all, Satoru Gojo. But how is this even possible? In their battle, Sukuna completely hacked away at Gojo, who was cut in half and had even appeared to die without regrets. Even though the circumstances behind the death were considered controversial, it is very difficult to convincingly argue for why Gojo might still be alive. For the pessimists among us then, the only valid theory is that the dying Sukuna has seen a literal ghost. A hallucination of the man he feared the most who, after cursing himself in death, has returned to haunt the King of Curses in the twilight of his glory. This can be considered the mainstream theory among fans and makes sense considering the wordings and panels of the chapter, where Sukuna does claim to see a ghost. Furthermore, with Yuji and Toda laying the smackdown on this wretched villain, it doesn't really make sense for Gojo to make a grand re-entrance. Another way this hallucination can play out has been theorized through Sukuna's domain, spreading to other parts of his brain, to the area where it is now clashing with the unlimited void. Perhaps this also has something to do with Sukuna's last words to Gojo. "I will never forget you for as long as I can live," a binding vow which has now cursed both Gojo and Sukuna to be eternally bound to one another. In any case, the ghost or hallucination theories refuse the idea that Gojo is actually alive. Or maybe he is. Firstly, no reason has been suggested for Gojo having to curse himself to haunt Sukuna in his death. Secondly, it is actually very much possible for him to still be alive. Firstly, in his fight against Toji Fushiguro, Gojo also seemed to die before using his reverse curse technique to heal himself with enough time. All he would need is his head, which wasn't severed by Sukuna, right? Many fans complain that this theory acts as a deus ex machina and reduces the tension of the battle against Sukuna. However, it is also true that there are aspects of Gojo's characters which can be changed to make the scene have impact. For instance, due to his infinity ability, Gojo garnered immense power by virtue of the fact that he was literally untouchable. However, his return might come with a complete loss of power, reducing that burden and alienation he felt from the rest by virtue of being so different. Whatever it may be, fans eagerly anticipate the next chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen, which could prove monumental to the series' climax.